Digital businesses use technology to create new value in business models, customer experiences, and the internal capabilities that support their core operations. As digital business practices continue to grow in popularity, cybercrime cases are also increasing, making it necessary to identify the factors that contribute to cybercrime among students. Assalamualaikum and salam sejahtera. Before we start, I would like to inform you that this paper has been completed by 3 authors, which are Puan Zawati binti Zulkafli, myself Nurul Hamimah binti Jamluddin, and Encik Nuhaswira bin Buyung Gadang. So today, I will present this paper on behalf of the authors. Technology has grown and quickly spread all over the world, connecting and helping people through social networks, data sharing, storing information, online transaction, and automated processes. People have been getting used to technology over the past few decades. For example, they now use smartphones. With real-time social media sites like Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram, they can connect with other people almost any time, no matter their time zone. Technology makes it easy for people to connect, and it opens a lot of great opportunities everywhere. But there are problems with every new ideas. As more information and data are shared online, there are also more crimes committed through the internet. Cybercrimes happen almost every day and they cannot be stopped. It is scary to think that some people would use other people for their gain. Cybercrimes comes in many forms like phishing, blackmailing, fraud, scam, harassment, and many others. Cybersecurity Malaysia reported in 2014 that 51.6% of online security incidents of 4,117 cases were frauds. These frauds included online shopping frauds, and this trend is likely to continue in the future. Let's see the problem statement of this topic. Bank Negara Malaysia (BNM) has said that moving towards online financial services and digitalizing financial services will speed up in 2020. The number of online banking transactions has grown by 49% from 1.7 billion in 2019 to 2.5 billion in 2020. At the same time, the number of transactions made with e-wallet rose by 131% to about 600 million last year. With the rise of e-wallet transactions, scammers now have another way to pull off their scams. The Federation of Malaysian Consumers, FOMCA, said that scammers are getting more creative with their schemes. Since January 2021, FOMCA has received about 450 complaints and questions about scams. Scammers are taking advantage of people who are easy to trick because scamming is getting more and more complicated. Even a lot of students and youngsters fall for it. We have 4 points focusing on the literature review. Point number 1, public awareness towards cybercrime. Public awareness is among the tactics aimed at curbing the scourge of cybercrime. ALOL 2012 also stated that studies have consequently indicated that few persons, even security agents, were aware of the cybercrime plague, and that there was an association between greater cybercrime knowledge and enhanced internet security. According to Asokia 2010, cybercrime is a new wave of crimes using internet facilities, which must be tackled immediately and sincerely by policy planners to safeguard the young generation, as there is a significant danger of being a victim of this crime. Human people are generally the first line of defense to safeguard information assets, no matter how complex and strict the security technological solutions may be. A high level of knowledge regarding information security and cybercrime concerns users at home, in government, and educational institutions, notably. Focusing on point number 2, digital security towards cybercrime. Cybercrime is an unethical and unlawful act using internet facilities, such as virus infections, identity theft, and hacking. There is a considerable chance of being a victim, especially for young internet users. Reza 2019 stated that the elements that impact e-payment system found out that advertising, profit, security efficiency, and connections were among the many aspects that were discovered to be affecting the utilization of e-wallet systems while being utilized among users. In addition, Zulkifli 2019 stated that even well-educated people were attracted to false websites and online frauds, and yet most e-wallet providers in the market solely focus on enticing consumers with promotions, cashbacks, and freebies. Point number 3, law enforcement towards cybercrime. Basically, researching cybercrimes is not a simple process. It involves not only information and awareness about the law, but also the abilities of research as well as determination to battle the offenders. Thus, by having strong procedural laws and enough statutory requirements, one may be sure that they are ready to tackle the difficulties ahead. CID Director Tan Sri Musa Hassan in April 2004 agreed that there was a need to have proper information technology legislation to combat internet crime syndicates and to apprehend the lawbreakers. This means that despite the presence of cyber laws, internet crime is still difficult to suppress, and as such, suitable regulations are needed to capture the lawbreakers. The last point for literature review is digital technology towards cybercrime. Majid Yao 2016 stated that as more organizations and companies rely on digital technology, more potential targets are available for criminals. According to Parker, 1998, cybercrime is a big worry for the worldwide population since the introduction, expansion, and exploitation of information and communication technology have boosted criminal activities. Ladies and gentlemen, let's moving into the research question of this topic. Research question number 1, what is the relationship between public awareness and cybercrime among students? Essentially, we are investigating whether a high level of public awareness correlates with a better understanding of cybercrime among students. Moving into research question number 2, what is the relationship between digital security and cybercrime among students? This question focuses on how students' knowledge and practice of digital security may impact their susceptibility to cybercrime. Now, focusing on research question number 3, what is the relationship between law enforcement and cybercrime among students? Here, we aim to uncover how the perception and effectiveness of law enforcement influence student engagement with cybercrime. Lastly, for research question number 4, what is the relationship between digital technology and cybercrime among students? These questions explore whether the level of exposure and familiarity with digital technologies affects the likelihood of involvement in cybercrime. This study aims at 4 elements of the research objective. Number 1 is to identify the relationship between public awareness and cybercrime among students. Number 2 is to identify the relationship between digital security and cybercrime among students. For research objective number 3, to identify the relationship between law enforcement and cybercrime among students. And lastly, to identify the relationship between digital technologies and cybercrime among students. There are 4 research hypotheses involved. Number 1 is to study if there is any significant relationship between public awareness and cybercrime among students, and if there is a significant relationship between digital security awareness and cybercrime among students. For research hypothesis number 3, if there is a significant relationship between law enforcement and cybercrime among students. And last research hypothesis, to study if there is a significant relationship between digital technology awareness and cybercrime among students. For the research framework, there are 2 variables involved. These are dependent variables that consist of cybercrime in digital business among students, whereas for independent variables, they are low public awareness, digital security, law enforcement, and digital technology. Now let's focusing on the research design and methodology. We use a qualitative and quantitative approach by collecting data using a questionnaire form distributed to 200 students from Commerce Department at Politeknik Ungku Omar as our respondents. We have also conducted data analysis using SPSS version 25 software and have performed several tests such as reliability analysis, Pearson correlation analysis, multiple regressions analysis, and coefficients multiple regressions. From the data analysis, all independent variables have influence with the case of cybercrime in digital business among students according to Pearson correlation coefficients. The data also answered the research question and achieved research objective of this study. Next, for the discussion on hypothesis indicates that all independent variables have a positive association with cybercrime case among students. In conclusion, the finding of the study researcher tends to conclude that all the variables, which are low public awareness, digital security, law enforcement, and digital technology, influence the case of cybercrime in digital business among students, whereby it answered the questions of the research. Meanwhile, the most influence factors that influences cybercrime is digital security, as it indicates by the value of Pearson correlation coefficients of 0.915. It is important for both the seller and the buyer to be aware of their attitudes during online business transaction. Having good morals will make buyers trust more when doing business online. The business owner should have the latest information technology and security system. This will stop a cyber criminal from attacking the business. Malaysia wants to be a technological leader, so it has set up National Information Communication and Technology ICT projects like the Multimedia Super Corridor and various technology parks to promote the use and development of ICT. Thank you.